So Suzanne, you are a body language expert and you analyse the body language of politicians amongst other people.
Yes, I've been very fortunate actually. I've been asked to analyse the politicians for the last 2 elections here in New Zealand. And I was even asked to analyse the billboards this time of how they were coming across before the elections. And I've also done quite a bit of work around court cases and whether people are guilty or indicators of deception, those types of things. So very, very interesting topics.
So you must be analysing people all the time. I don't know what to do with my body now.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of analysis, but what happens is often when I meet people, they say that and they get a bit uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
I actually find that quite good, that they do get uncomfortable from the perspective of getting that awareness. Because often, you know, we're very unaware of how we're coming across to other people. And that can inhibit how we do our job, how we relate with other people in our relationships, all those types of things. Because basically we live in the world of busy now. The 21st century disease is busyness.
Oh, I can testify to that, yeah.
And that's very stressful.
And actually, people think of body language often about analysing other people.
For sure.
But not necessarily thinking about their own body language.
No, that's right. And I find this a lot when I'm running workshops or training or speaking. People are really interested in finding out what everybody else is doing, but they forget about themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're not actually present within your own body, you're not going to read other people clearly anyway.
So how can understanding your own body language help you with that disease of busyness?
Okay, well, one of the things it can do is decrease stress.
Yeah.
Because just by getting really present in your body and taking a breath, you know, and having these little possibility pauses, which is what I call them, you actually start to have more energy and you don't feel so stressed. You actually get to check in with yourself and say, well, what do I need to do? You know, am I focused on the goal I started with at the beginning of the day? Or have I got sidetracked somewhere along the life with busyness?
Yeah.
So it gives you that opportunity to do that.
So tell me a bit more about this possibility pause. It sounds great. Just the name is great.
It is great. It's a pause, you know, a possibility pause. You have a pause for a possibility of changing the direction you're going or to enhance how you're actually feeling if you're feeling good. But it's about being really conscious about what's going on for you. You know, and in this world of busy, we don't do this. The busyness disease is very much the 21st century.
And you're absolutely right. People get to the end of the day and they say, oh, I ended up doing. It's almost like the day has taken over and you've been pulled in a direction that you didn't intend.
Totally. And these give people the opportunity to change that. And I use this with all my executive clients, with all my corporates. It's something I've used. I actually created this 10 years ago. And it's a combination of breathing and connection to your body language and what's happening with your body. And you actually implement them, integrate it into a daily life, you know, at different stop points in the day. So it's very simple and easy to use.
So how does it actually work?
Okay, you'd like me to show you?
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
Let's do it. Okay, so you can do it standing up or you can do it sitting down.
Okay.
But if you're going to stand up, it's actually quite good to stand up because it actually gets you sort of thinking about your body. So you put your hand on your stomach and you feel your feet on the floor and you make sure your feet are about shoulder width apart. And you bend your knees slightly because often when we're stressed, when people say have a good posture, people get very, very rigid.
I just did that. When we stood up, I'm like, oh, she's going to test me on this.
And people lock their knees. And if you notice, if people lock their knees, if you push them, they're actually a pushover. So you're not really stable. So just that little bend in the knees makes you feel quite grounded and supported by the ground, which is very good if you're running around being busy.
Yeah.
So this is about getting that awareness. Hand on the stomach. Imagine a plumb line, you know, coming through the top of your head and just pulling you up slightly. Yeah, so just imagine that and open your arms out a little bit because often we're very, very tight. So put your hand on your stomach, feel your feet on the floor, and I want you to think about something that makes you feel happy. And I want you to breathe in right down to your stomach and hold that breath for 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
3 seconds. 3 seconds. 3 minutes.
You're testing me.
3 seconds is ideal.
You just wanted to see if I was listening.
Exactly. So breathe in, hold it for 3 seconds, right the way down to your stomach. Often people find this hard because they don't realise they're shallow breathing.
Yeah.
And then breathe out any stress, any worries, any concerns. So you blow it right out. And then you do it again. So you do this 3 times, breathing right in. Imagine something that makes you feel really, really good. Take that breath and then blow out anything that's not that, any stress, any worries, any concerns. And you do that 3 times.
Cool.
Very simple, very short. Then when you finish that, you think about somebody that you know that is very, very confident, or a time when you were very confident, and you put yourself in that body language. You put your body in that position. So it elevates your state mentally, emotionally, and physically very, very quickly. Now this takes less than a minute.
Yep.
And you can integrate it into your day really quickly and easily. And what it enables you to do is actually have that stop point to say, well, how am I? How am I feeling? It gets oxygen to the brain so you can start to think clearly, and it makes you really, really aware of your own body language, your posture, and how you might be coming across in a situation, but also whether you're on track with what you're wanting to complete during that day. So they're simple and really, really easy, but they're amazingly powerful, and I've got whole companies doing this, and it's really, really effective.
And you're right, the power's in its simplicity.
Exactly.
And what often happens is people think it's too easy, I can't be bothered to do it. So what would you say to those people?
I'd say try it for 21 days. You know, if you only do this in the next 21 days, you will see a marked improvement in how you feel with your energy, but also how aware you start to become about whether you are actually following the path that you want, your goals, your dreams, you know, or whether you're going off track. So just getting ourselves into the practice of actually doing this can start to change some of those things. Then you can start looking at the body language that's going to be really, really impactful, like opening up when you're talking to people and things like that.
And how can we find out what those little things mean, the things that we might be doing? How can we, you know, reference those and find out what they mean?
We've got a free body language cheat sheet that we give to people, because it's just a simple way to actually start to be aware of what other people are giving off and what you're giving off and what to do about it. Yeah. It's just a 1-page sheet.
So you can download that and it's absolutely free.
It's absolutely free.
Fantastic.
And we've also got the online course, you know,
so
and we've been having a lot of success with that, with people, with companies and individuals actually using Signals to Success online course, learning about body language from, you know, their own home, which is really, really cool.
And actually, that's compiled of a series of videos, is that right?
It is. They're very short.
Yeah.
I made them for my clients who are busy people. We live in a busy world. I'm very focused on this. Yeah. You know, I've been working with people in this environment for a long time. So they're short, they're quick, and the research we've done on them, they keep engagement. So by the end of each video, you know, the longest one is 11 minutes. Basically, most of them range between 4 and 6 minutes. And they're in a cartoon, drawing, picture format with some really interesting voiceovers. But it means you can dip in and out of them. You know, if you've got just before a meeting, or you're going to negotiate, or a sales call or something like that. Or if you're feeling really, really stressed, you know, so you can focus in different areas, because we address the whole way you're coming across. It's a conscious communication course as well as body language.
Right, so everything you put together, from the cheat sheet to the videos, all bears in mind the fact that people are really super busy.
That's right. Yeah.
Cool.
Totally.
Well, if you do one thing, do Suzanne's possibility pause. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
It's lovely being here. Thank you, Cath.